After a fire broke out at a recycling plant in Tainan, Tzu Chi volunteers deliver food to the firefighters. To protect the environment, Longshan Temple reduces the number of incense sticks worshippers burn. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. A fire recently broke out at one recycling plant in Tainan, Taiwan on March 6th. Because the factory was stockpiled with flammable items, firefighters spent hours through the night trying to put out the fire. Local Tzu Chi volunteers also showed up to give firefighters bread and ginger tea to keep them energized.
Firefighters shoot water on the metals of this recycling company that is engulfed in flame. Sometimes after 6 p.m. on March 6, people living on Yongkang Road in Tainan smelled something burning and discovered the fire was burning in this recycling company. To prevent the fire from spreading to residential homes, 26 fire trucks and 130 firefighters and policemen are sent to put out the fire.
Things in there are paper, so it's flammable. When we arrived, the fire had been already in full force.
This recycling company is 7,116 square feet big, so it took firefighters 40 minutes to have the fire under control. But the recyclables in this factory have all been destroyed. Some remaining fire keeps burning through the midnight, so firefighters stepped out their efforts to put it out. Tzu Chi volunteers arrived to help. Volunteers give them bread and drinks because the firefighters have been kept busy through the night by the fire in several places.
They went there first to put out fire before coming here, so they haven't had any dinner.
With love and support from the volunteers, the firefighters are able to take a break and get recharged before they continue putting out the fire. It is sometimes past 3 a.m. when they put out all the fire and completed their work.
In the Philippines, two fires recently broke out in Malabon City. Between the two fires, nearly 2,000 families were affected. After a thorough evaluation of the conditions, Tzu Chi volunteers hosted an aid distribution.
A fire destroyed this community in Malabon. Norberto, who escaped the fire with his wife, returned to the scene of the fire with the Tzu Chi volunteers to see if they can salvage their belongings.
I was about to sleep in when my wife told me about the fire. Later, my neighbors yelled for me and told me the fire spread quickly. My wife was worried about our son who is at school in Katmon, so we left without taking much with us.
Unable to find anything useful, Norberto's wife is stressed about their recovery days.
We had just built our home. Now the fire destroyed everything. Thank you, Tzu Chi Foundation, for helping not just us, but others affected by the fire.
I told them to stay strong and rebuild their home. Help will come no matter what.
Knowing what it's like to recover from a fire, volunteers also share their own stories, hoping to lend strength to these disaster victims. Tzu Chi also brought some relief supplies for the 600 affected families.
Our house was also caught in fire last year when Tzu Chi came to help us. We just erected the house when the fire struck us again. We will have to rebuild again.
This assistance from Tzu Chi is helping the victims temporarily ease their suffering. As for the long-term recovery efforts, Tzu Chi remains by their side.
Tzu Chi Philippines chapter recently held a free dental clinic for underprivileged families in San Lorenzo. As most of the patients in this community are unable to afford medical expenses and they could no longer tolerate toothache, they took this opportunity to treat their dental problems.
If not to solve the problem once and for all, who is willing to extract 5 teeth at a time?
I've heard about Tzu Chi's free dental clinic before. I came here for the first time to extract my teeth because I have been busy taking care of my son. I decided to come here and extract my teeth today because I can no longer tolerate toothache.
For most underprivileged families in San Lorenzo, they may only earn about $12 of wages a day, but it will cost them about $34 to extract the tooth if they go to a dental clinic.
This free clinic brings positive impacts to these disadvantaged families. That is a great help because people here have been waiting for this free dental clinic, which helps to extract their teeth.
This volunteer dentist from Australia is impressed by the services as well as the medical equipment of the free dental clinic hosted by Tzu Chi Philippines chapter.
Yeah, this is amazing. This is very good to come here because with all of the dentists, we had 8 dentists today. We saw a lot of people and helped a lot of people out of pain, which is good. And really, the Filipino people we're seeing were very good patients. They were waited patiently until we saw them, and they were very grateful for what we did. It makes it very, very worthwhile doing.
Thanks to Tzu Chi and the medical team, these impoverished families are able to seek medical assistance in their time of need.
Tzu Chi Indonesia chapter has worked together with the military to hold a free clinic in Padang of West Sumatra. In preparation, they began a health screening a week before the free clinic and even brought patients from Mentawai Island to the city for operation. Tzu Chi Indonesia chapter holds its 116th free clinic in Padang of West Sumatra at a local hospital provided by the Army.
Our cooperation is good for the residents since they are impoverished and have no money to seek medical treatment. This free clinic can help maintain their health.
This is the 7th free clinic Timah Indonesia has held in Padang. The medical volunteers began a health screening a week ago. They even brought 109 patients from Mentawai Island to the city for operation.
Most of the patients on Mentawai Island need to undergo eye surgeries, and there is not enough medical resources on the island. We help them undergo the surgeries during this free clinic.
Volunteering at the free clinic is a good experience for me. I've discovered that there are a lot of people who need help. I've also learned to cherish what I have.
During the 3-day free clinic, most of the patients being served are seniors. Among them, 79-year-old Bastami underwent a surgery to remove the cataract on his left eye. He's very happy to be able to see clearly again.
Thank you, Tzu Chi, for restoring my eyesight. I hope they will continue to hold free clinics so other patients can get help like me.
After restoring his eyesight, the senior is beaming with joy and gratitude for these kind-hearted people. In Cambodia, Tzu Chi volunteers have discovered that many poor residents are plagued by illnesses. Therefore, after getting the government's approval, they're planning to hold their first free clinic in Kampong Cham to serve about 3,000 residents. Planning to turn tables into surgery beds, Tzu Chi volunteers in Cambodia have invited volunteers from Singapore to share their experience in holding free clinics. They seized the time to discuss the details, even during their rides.
While distributing rice, we went to different communities and discovered many poor families are plagued by illnesses. Therefore, we thought that free clinics is what they really need. Now that the government has given us the approval, we're able to hold a free clinic.
The 3-day free clinic will be held in a community hospital in Kampong Cham, which is about a 2.5-hour ride from Phnom Penh. Since the equipment there may not be enough, the volunteers have planned to set up a clinic area on the empty ground.
The weather here is very hot, up to 30 or 40 degrees Celsius. In addition, the hospital wards might not be enough, so we've managed to set up tents for the doctors to treat the residents.
As the volunteers seek resources around the hospital, they also invite the local residents to join their efforts.
Wherever I go, I ask them about the languages they speak and tell them about the free clinic. I invite them to come and help their own fellow countrymen.
The volunteers also invite local Taiwanese businessmen to help out. The free clinic, which will comprise of 5 medical departments and serve more than 3,000 residents, is the first one held in Cambodia. Therefore, all the volunteers are working with one heart to ensure its success. To reduce carbon emissions and air pollution, Longshan Temple in Taiwan's Taipei City has been promoting policies to limit the use of incense. Starting from May 5th, the temple will remove 2 of the original incense burners to encourage the worshippers to burn less incense.
Residents still go out to worship the gods even if it rains. To decrease the effects of air pollution, Longshan Temple, located in Taiwan's Taipei City with a history of 279 years, has implemented a policy to reduce the number of incense burners. However, many think this policy may be ineffective.
How should we worship the gods without incense?
According to surveys, the maximum concentration of PM 2.5 occurs around Longshan Temple at about 4 p.m. on the 1st and 15th days of each lunar month, with nearly 800 micrograms per cubic meter. The concentration of PM 2.5 has even exceeded 2,000 micrograms per cubic meter, which also affected the nearby police office.
When we burn incense, the smoke contains benzene, toluene, xylene, and some other chemical compounds like polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. The concentration of PM 2.5 will also increase dramatically.
Since its establishment, Longshan Temple has gradually removed incense burners, going from 7 burners with 21 incense sticks at the beginning to 7 burners with 7 incense sticks in 2005 and to 3 burners with 3 incense sticks in 2014. Furthermore, starting from May 5th, this temple will remove 2 burners from the Jet Emperor burner and Mazu burner. They will only keep the Guanyin burner in the future.
As citizens, we should follow the government's policy.
Though they promote carbon reduction, I think I will still use the incense sticks because it's our tradition.
Of course, we expect residents to meet our requirements. If you can avoid using the incense, then try your best not to use it. We will also collect and burn the incense sticks right after people put them in the incense burner.
If we take a closer look, we will find that some residents have chosen to use the eco-friendly incense, which can also be used to worship the god sincerely. Spokesman of Longshan Temple emphasizes that they will preserve the traditional culture while taking the responsibility to reduce air pollution. The board of directors has decided to take a moderate policy, and they will depend on the circumstances to prohibit the use of incense in the future.
In order to cut down on the use of plastic bags, more people have begun to turn to reusable, environmentally friendly bags. Unfortunately, what seemed like a good idea has unknowingly led to more companies producing such bags, which now litter the marketplace.
As a writer in the workplace for many years, Jimmy enjoys smart designs which advocate a simpler lifestyle.
现在很流行这种菜篮，这样有大小尺寸。
He now collects all these popular reusable shopping bags.
这些袋子就是平常因为
These bags are because of my work, going overseas to exhibitions, or because they all have a specific use, such as carrying athletic wear and a water bottle, or going to a vegetable market. They are all very convenient.
However, after accumulating so many bags, he has decided to only keep the ones which have a special logo or have a unique design.
Actually, I have gotten rid of a lot of them because whenever I move, I feel that we have so many bags.
There are more and more reusable bags being discarded, as you can now see them here at this recycling center.
Now we have a lot of people ask us to come to their homes and help them recycle their reusable bags. For example, I have about 30 to 40 of such bags in my own home.
For the most part, the material used in these bags is usually cotton, linen, or a non-woven fabric.
Non-woven material is a way of describing a material that is not made through a weaving process. It could be natural and it could also be produced from chemicals. It definitely doesn't mean that it's made with natural material.
In 2006, the European Union has published a study on supermarket shopping bags, with researchers finding that a canvas or cotton bag must be used 131 times to have the same impact on the environment as a single-use plastic bag.
Reusable bags don't necessarily reduce the burden on the earth because they require more resources in the production process, which requires more raw materials, including mining or planting. We should truly respect the use of such bags.
这个是我们环保材质的认证。 回收袋，
也蛮多的耶。
是啊，回收干净二手袋啊。
We started recycling clean bags in November of last year. We ran an ad and did some promotion. We mostly get paper bags followed by plastic bags and then environmentally friendly bags made from reusable material.
Within the government's resource recycling system, there's no special category for processing reusable bags. This has led New Taipei City government to promote a rebag program, encouraging people to donate plastic bags, paper bags, and reusable bags, which are later cleaned and then transported to a recycling center, so that the bags can be redistributed to stores and made available to the public for free use.
From 2 years ago, we began participating with New Taipei City's rebag program, but the reception wasn't that good. But this year, we found out that the public is starting to draw more of an interest, and now 5,000 to 6,000 people take these rebags home.
民众会拿这样的一个 rebag 回家使用。
你之前就知道说这边有免费。
Did I know that there were free shopping bags here before? I did not. Do I think it's convenient? Yes, and when we are finished using them, we will bring them back over here.
来的时候还要再带过来。
New Taipei City launched Rebag from 2014 with 44 different companies participating, reducing the use of some 30,000 plastic bags.
我们收集的速度赶不上。
The speed with which we collect bags is not as quickly as they are taken, as we are now implementing a pilot program where plastic bags with paper bags are also part of our rebag recycling project. Our ultimate goal is changing people's habits and promoting environmental awareness.
This sort of environmental protection doesn't focus on what kind of material is used in each bag, but simply helping establish a habit of reuse to help stop the rapid depletion of the Earth's resources.
In Malaysia, a group of stroke patients have been doing recycling as a form of rehabilitation. Accompanied by Tzu Chi volunteers, they go to the recycling station in Klang once a month. While there, they have come across other stroke patients who can testify to the benefits of doing recycling as rehabilitation. While rehabilitation may be difficult, it could improve the functions of a stroke patient. Accompanied by Tzu Chi volunteers, these stroke patients have come to the recycling station from the rehabilitation unit.
Do not assume that people are just sitting here, toying with the paper. In fact, being here is a way to educate others that they are still very valuable.
We can educate others by showing them there are many stroke patients here have regained bodily functions. This is an encouragement. Then they can also try to do it here.
A volunteer in the recycling station also suffered a stroke and can testify to others that recycling is a good rehabilitation exercise.
我问他，他中风，他说他手好了。
那你有没有觉得有信心？如果来做环保的话，
可以。
Being inspired, the stroke patients have come to the community recycling station together.
Tearing the paper, exercise for the hand. At least my hand can work. So why we cannot do the work?
One stroke patient goes to the recycling station 3 times a week.
I told my children, I say, we can see some improvement after going for recycle. In fact, I told him that after doing things, he feel more relaxing, then he can sleep peacefully that night.
The act of sorting items can be challenging for stroke patients. However, each time they exercise their hands, they may be getting closer to some remarkable recoveries. Tzu Chi volunteers in Australia have been providing free clinic services for 15 years. In addition, Tzu Chi Australia chapter has joined hands with other charitable groups and started a free clinic center to provide the homeless people with dental, family, and psychiatric services. Here's more about how Tzu Chi volunteers in Australia are providing medical services to those who lack social welfare resources.
This is part of a 146-unit housing complex, so many people that live in that complex have previously been homeless, had years of trauma since their childhood. We really wanted to integrate Chinese medicine, acupuncture, massage, and traditional medical services and dental services, as well as psychological care.
The professionalism, you're highly trained in your areas of healthcare, so that brings a real quality into the kind of services that you're providing here. So we really value that, and we're learning a lot from you.
Now that we have a place, people who need our help will know that when they need medical services, this place can be a safe haven for them.
The Master has always wanted us to contribute to our country of residence. Now that we have the opportunity to do something on behalf of the local people, it is great encouragement for Tzu Chi volunteers.
The sutra verses that speak of keeping one's vow for eons of time are the principle upheld by Taiwan, Australia. With a firm resolve to help the needy, the volunteers will reach out to more forgotten corners in Australia. Next, we'll visit Johannesburg in South Africa, where 270 people recently participated in a blessing ceremony. At the occasion, many Tzu Chi and New Shoot Scholarship recipients participated in a musical performance.
Here in Johannesburg, South Africa, these young Tzu Chings, along with volunteers, perform an adaptation of the Medicine Buddha Sutra and the 12 Noble Aspirations.
Participating in Tzu Chi's programs isn't just a way to do good and to help others. It's also a way to cultivate your own heart and spirit.
It is really like coming into the abode of a bodhisattva. Everyone changes a little while they are here. I think here you can really sense the love and goodness of people. You can really see the goodness being expressed.
The elderly mother of overseas Chinese leader Pan Guowei is 105 years old, but she still comes to participate because she recognizes Tzu Chi's good spirit.
I want to be with you all and help to do good deeds. Love for one another extends to all people and can be shared by everyone, no matter how old.
Participants here happily donate their coin banks to help those in need. As the years pass, Tzu Chi's love and influence here continues to grow, and the bonds of love continue to grow stronger.
New Taipei City recently held a disaster drill to test the responsiveness of different agencies. Among them, Tzu Chi Foundation also helped out in the preparation of the drill. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.